President Joe Biden tells the National Prayer Breakfast that the nation still has many difficult nights to endure and that faith will guide us. But the president of CatholicVote is not impressed by the president's words. This comes as President Biden announces a new plan to help more refugees enter the United States. White House correspondent Owen Jensen reports. Owen?
Tracy, good evening. The National Prayer Breakfast, not to be confused with the National Catholic Prayer Breakfast. It features multiple denominations and faiths. And today, President Joe Biden talked about racial justice, climate change, the pandemic, and the recent violence at the Capitol. Now, he said for many people in our nation, this is a dark time, but he said we can't be timid or tired.
President Joe Biden quoted scripture and discussed faith during today's National Prayer Breakfast.
The Bible tells us, weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. We need to lean on one another, lift one another up, and with faith guide us through the darkness into the light.
But Brian Burch, president of CatholicVote, writes, quote, President Biden's brief, unremarkable address ignored the aggressive and hostile steps already taken by his administration against people of faith, including the anti-science transgender mandate and the deeply unpopular decision to fund abortion around the world. President Biden does not speak for Catholics or the church. It's not the first time a president has been criticized for what he said at the prayer breakfast. At last year's event, President Donald Trump slammed his political opponents.
When they impeach you for nothing, then you're supposed to like them. It's not easy, folks.
Meanwhile, National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan says President Joe Biden wants to reassert America's values.
The president in the first 2 weeks has reversed the Muslim ban, the ban on transgender service members serving in our military.
And the president wants to welcome more refugees to America.
To build up a more robust capacity for the United States to accept refugees from around the world.
The president's plan would increase the cap on the number of refugees allowed into the U.S. to 125,000. He spoke about his foreign policy goals during a visit to the State Department this afternoon.
Today, I'm approving an executive order to begin the hard work of restoring our refugee admissions program to help meet the unprecedented global need. It's going to take time to rebuild.
Also tonight, the war in Yemen. In his speech at the State Department today, the president said it has to end, calling it a humanitarian and strategic catastrophe, and he wants to use diplomacy to end the many years of fighting there. At the White House, Owen Jensen, EWTN News Nightly.